Hi guys, so we're just going to continue with our statistics topic, but we're actually going on to a slightly different branch of that today. But we're going to do our starter first. Now, as always, if you've not tried your starter, can you pause it just now, give it a bash yourself, and then I'm going to go over the answers. Your two questions that we've got here are actually both in our top 10 topics that we want to be focused on when it comes to our National 5 exams, so they are very, very important. Right, okay, so we'll just start going through it. So we've got here a box with a height of 4 centimeters is a volume of 120 centimeters cubed. What is the volume of a similar, similar box with a height of 6 centimeters? So because it says similar, we notice there's similarity or scale factor as a topic. So first thing we're going to do is LSF, or length scale factor, equals mu over old. And then we're looking for something with a height of 6 centimeters. So that's our new shape. So it's going to be 6 over 4. Or if you simplify, that's 3 over 2. Remember, in general, here it doesn't matter if you simplify. I'm just going to do so for completeness because we want to get used to always simplifying where possible. So we want to find the volume of the similar box. So we're going to do 3 over 2, which was our length scale factor. But because we're looking for the volume, we need to remember and cube that, and then times by our old volume, which is 120. And then if I throw that in my calculator, I'm going to get 405 centimeters cubed. And that's your final answer. And then we're on to number 2, remove the brackets and simplify. Another phrase, multiply the brackets and simplify. We're going to do exactly what it says in the 10. So we multiply everything in the second bracket by our first term. So we're going to do x times 4x squared, x times minus 3x, x times 2. So we'll get 4x cubed minus 3x squared plus 2x. And then 3 times 4x squared, which is 12x squared. 3 times minus 3x will give me minus 9x. And then 3 times 2 is 6. And then our last part, our last mark in this question, we want to simplify it. So there's no other values or no other terms that have got an x cubed, so it stays as 4x cubed. We've got negative 3x squared plus 12x squared, so we'll get plus 9x squared. 2x, take away 9x is minus 7x. And then we've got our plus 6 at the end, and that's as simple as it can be. Now, as I say, we're continuous statistics, if I can say that, but we're actually going on to a slightly different branch. So we're learning to calculate and use a 5-figure summary. You've probably never heard this phrase before, but you will have actually seen some of the specific parts. So it's having a look, be able to calculate a 5-figure summary or find a 5-figure summary is maybe a better phrase, be able to draw a scale box plot, be able to calculate an interquartile range, an IQR or an SIQR, and be able to compare two sets of data and sentences. Now, we actually have just done that with our standard deviation. And I said when we were doing that, it's going to come back round, and here we are, but we're not going to do that one specifically today. Now, unfortunately, there's quite a lot of notes to do, so it's up to you whether you want to pause it and write down the notes as we go, or use the PDF and kind of write in the pages. So our first one is 5-figure summary. To calculate a data set's 5-figure summary, we must work out the first one, the lowest number in the set. Now we're saying the lowest number, we don't actually have to work it out. It is just the lowest number, and we'll call that L. And the lower quartile, Q1, the median of the data set, Q2, i.e. our average. That's another phrase for average. Remember, we spoke about this the other day. You get a median, you get a mode, and a mean, which we use for standard deviation. The upper quartile, and then the highest number in the data set. Now, I'm fully aware you've got absolutely no clue what a lower quartile or an upper quartile are, but we're going to go through that. Now, one thing we're going to write here at the bottom, because I can't remember if it's on the next slide or not, is numbers must be in order for us to find it, i.e. lowest to highest. Now, it's actually, in general, most people really like this topic. It's really easy, especially compared to standard deviation, which, even though it's not hard, there's a lot of working and stuff. There's not a lot of working for this one. there is a lot of notes though. So the first one, so the median is a value that splits the distribution of ordered, and that's a phrase we wanted to use before, numbers into two equal bits or two equal parts. The quartiles are the three values that split a distribution of ordered numbers into four equal bits or four equal parts. So for this one, for example, one here, we've just got a set of numbers. These ones are already in order, so we do not need to put them in order because it's done for us. And as I say, the first time we're going to do, every single time we're going to find our median, the value that splits the distribution of ordered numbers into two equal parts. So the first thing we need to know is how many numbers do we have. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Right, so we want a number that's going to split 15 right in the middle. Now it's up to you. You can use your fingers at either side and move them in one at a time. You can just kind of count through. Now the one important part, so here, this would be your middle number. Oh, it's not a good circle at all. Let me try that again. There we go. One way to double check instantly if you're right or not is count the values at either side. So I should have the same number of numbers here and the same number of numbers here if I've done it correctly. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this value in here, rather than writing median, we just write Q2. So that's our median done. Then we're going to do the quartiles. Now your lower quartile is the number that splits this half exactly, just like we've done with the median. And then your upper quartile is the value that splits the second half exactly in the middle. So again, have a look here. We've got 7 numbers, which we just counted. So their middle one's going to be right here, Q1. Again, check every single time. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So it's the same. Then we can use the same logic here. We're going to have this 10 because we need 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. If it's not done exactly, then it's not correct. Now we do want a 5-figure summary. So then we just have a look. Our lowest is 2. We'll write them out in full. Q1, or our lower quartile, is 7. Q2, our median is 8. Q3, our upper quartile is 10. And then our highest number is 25. Now again, like a lot of things when it comes to National 5, it's a bit of an odd process, but bear with us, it does all come together in the end. This is just a process we want to get used to. Now make sure you've got it copied down, but make sure really you understand what we're trying to achieve here. We want to get equal parts every single time. So my median, we had 7, then we had 7. And then our quartiles, we had 3, 3, 3, 3. If they're not all exactly the same, we've not done it correctly. Right, so go on to our next one. Find a 5-figure summary for the following. Now you'll notice we've got 4, 5, 7, 6, 8, 10, 11, 6, and 3. So the first thing we need to do is put them in order. Now I in general like to write underneath just so I'm not missing out any numbers. So my lowest is 3, then 4, 5, 6, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11. If they're not in order, this is not going to work. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now if you've got an odd number of numbers, then it means you're going to have a number exactly in the middle, which is fine. If you've got an even number, then we'll show you how to deal with that in a wee second. So this second 6 here, that split them in half perfectly for me. I've got 4 numbers here, and I've got 4 numbers here. So we've got Q2 for our median. Now I want to split these numbers exactly. I can't pick this 4 because then I'd have 1 at one side and 2 on the other. The same to the 5. I can't pick the 5 because I have 2 at one side and 1 on the other. So if we've got an even number, then we're going to take the number right in the middle. We're going to split a wee line down. So our Q1 is actually between 4 and 5, which for me is 4.5. Now, if we actually wanted to calculate what was in the middle, it was an awkward set of numbers and we didn't know how to do it, we're going to add the numbers together and divide it by 2. That will tell us what's in the middle. So it's 4 plus 5 will give us 9. 9 divided by 2 is 4.5. You do not need to show this working. If you put a little line down the middle and you know exactly what's there, just go with that. Now the same for the next one, we've got a group of 4 again. If we didn't, then we hadn't done our median correctly. So it has to go in between this 8 and this 10, just put a wee line down. So our Q3 right in between 8 and 10 is going to be 9. So my lowest here is 3, Q1 is 4.5, Q2 is 6, Q3 is 9, and then my highest value is 11, and that's our final answer here. That's our 5-figure summary. That's all we're looking for. Now, I'll do one more example, but hopefully you're kind of getting the point of it now. Here we've got a decimal example. Now, it's exactly the same, it doesn't matter, we still need to order them first. So if I'm going to order them, 1.9 is already my lowest. And I'm going to have 2.0, 2.3, 2.4, and there's 3 of them. Then I'm going to have 2.6, and there's 2 of them. 2.7. And 2.9. If it does help you when you go through, you can score them out as you go, so you've got less to kind of work with. But make sure if you've got a repeated number, you don't miss it out. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now again, as I said, an even number means it's not going to be an exact number in the middle of our numbers. So you have a count in 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to have to put this line in here. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, I've got 2.4 and 2.4. If the numbers are exactly the same, it means my median is 2.4. There's nothing in the middle of it. So it's just the number that it is. Then my lower quartile, I want to split this first half. So I've got 5 numbers. So this 2.3 is in the middle. So Q1 equals 2.3, and then I'm going to do the same for my upper quartile. This 2.6 splits it right in the middle of that half. So again, double check. I've got 2 numbers, 2 numbers, 2 numbers, 2 numbers. It means I've done it correctly. So L equals 1.9, Q1 equals 2.3, Q2 equals 2.4, Q3 equals 2.6, and our highest is 2.9. And then that's our final answer. Now, as I say, there's actually not a lot of work in that is involved. Just make sure that your numbers are in order. If they're already in order, then you just need to go into finding your quartiles and using your median first. If they're not in order, reorder them. What I would suggest for the questions that I'm going to give you here just now, if they are not in order, then you don't need to write them out unordered first and then order them. You can just put them straight in order from the questions if you wish. If they're already in order, I would write them out so that you can go through it and double check from there, because it's much easier if you can see it on your page rather than trying to do it from your textbook. Okay, now as I say, an odd process, but there's a rhyme and reason for this tomorrow. If you've got any questions, please do let me know, and I can get back to you. Thank you.